that has attracted a great deal of attention. First up, Acting National Treasury Chief Procurement Officer Ndleleni Mathebula, who has been in his post since 2017. His office was established to ensure transparency and to deal with issues related to the abuse of public procurement, corruption and fraud. Mathebula explained procurement processes in great detail. He said government was the biggest procurer of goods and services, spending in excess of 800 billion rands every year, but that the procurement system was being abused.
What has been happening in the past years, I'm sure one could always ascribe at least more than 50% of these infractions to intentions to abuse the system.
In the same breath, he acknowledged that there could be gaps in Treasury's own regulatory framework.
And from time to time, we issue instructions, Treasury instructions, to augment the gaps that may be existing in trying to deal with these things. And there are quite a number of these instructions that have been issued over a long period since the introduction of supply chain management in 2003 to deal with issues of the abuse of the procurement system in the country.
But it's the issue of deviations and expansions that shed more light on the extent of challenges of procurement in government. While the law allows for deviations from procurement processes, Mathebula said this had become the norm.
When we made this provision in the Treasury regulation, immediately thereafter we then pick up pockets of the abuse of this particular regulation. And we issued an instruction to say, look, if you deviate from a normal procurement process, other than in case of emergency or sole source, and the transaction is above $1 million, please report to the AG within 10 days. And also the reasons for deviating from a normal procurement process must be recorded by the accounting officers for audit purposes. That's one instruction. But this thing, went on. People started to make use of this because, that's an instrument that's there. Then we again issued another instruction that prescribed certain thresholds within which people could apply this particular provisions, and not losing the fact that it's on the basis of emergency and sole source, not agent. Because I know some institutions would always say, no, this is agent, confusing emergency and agent.
Former Deputy Minister of Finance Mcebisi Jonas is expected to testify on Friday morning at 9:30 when the inquiry resumes. Diabo Seto, SABC News, Johannesburg.